you for being a friend.
Oh,
Travel down the road and back again.
That was a way to open.
Hello, everybody. We are here to honor the Queen.
yes. I felt bad for co-opting Megan's sing mode that she bought on the channel the other day, last night, but yeah, there may have been communal singing of that.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Saturday Sprint show. I think I found the absolute proper image to honor her.
Lord, the 5-year-old's here.
And we shall all remember that on the final day of a bleak 2021, the great Betty White gave herself to drive the darkness back and give hope to all humanity for the coming new year. May she rest in peace, and may we live up to the greatness she saw in us. Because she did not pass. Is that not showing up?
That one did not. No, that one did.
Okay.
I have to say, but Betty White has given me I can see my two eventual final forms in characters that she played. I'm either going to end up as a super queer version of Rose Nyland, or I'm going to be her character from Lake Placid.
I can see that one.
And hey, 2020s, you're really going to help make the decision over whether or not I start breeding gigantic gators to punish all mankind.
And just that sweetness as she tells everyone to die.
Yes.
Yep. Can I just say I found out Christmas Day that a really good friend of mine, his dad passed, and I had met him, and he was larger in life. It reminded me so much of Betty White, and he was 103. And I gotta say, those are two fucking people that I think I've probably admired for the longest, because even as old as they were, you would never know it. Like, we always say, oh, you look good, young for your age or whatever. These people were so full of life, they still acted a third of their age when most people are in canes or with dementia or, all of this. And when I found out she passed yesterday, I was like, oh, my cat decided to die on her death day too. They went to heaven together. Call me crazy, but I like that thought.
I can see kind of being like, well, if Betty's going, I'm
Betty,
take me with you. Betty, wherever you're going, it's going to be more fun than this. Please, Betty.
Let us introduce ourselves, because I see someone new in the chat. I am Jace Maxwell. I am an author of urban fantasy, among other things. I am an editor for Rosity Editing at rosadyediting.com, and I do gaming streams on my Twitch channel, and I do this and a tabletop RPG on this channel.
My turn?
Yes, your turn.
Hi, my name is Charlie. I am a non-binary science fiction fantasy writer, very heavy on the fantasy lately because I've got like 3 series going on because I can't help myself. I also do music and stream on Twitch and here. Just everything. Charlie Dorset is my channel on YouTube. You can go to youtube.com/CEDorset for that, or twitch.tv/CEDorset. Basically, if you go to a social media network, except for TikTok, and do /CEDorset, you'll find me. There, I think it got deleted, but there was a fake me on TikTok that was kind of funny, and I'm kind of sad that they're not there anymore.
Oh, you had your own imposter. That's
I did, and I don't know why. I'm not big enough for that,
dude.
That's real weird.
They pulled my pictures off of one of my pictures off of Instagram for the your profile pic and everything. So like they were definitely pretending to be me. I just don't.
And what were they posting?
Oh, just like really weird, like how you can do the artificial voice read the post things about all manner of things. Apparently, I'm a secret arch conservative who wants the world to burn. Who knew?
So bad stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I
That's
was
right.
expecting
Okay.
good stuff, but also it's such a weird thing to hijack that I was like, maybe it's okay. It is not.
I figure what it was somebody heard me say that I never do anything on TikTok, and they thought, here's a persona we can co-opt and like actually find like pictures of, and they'll never know.
Little did they know,
And
you don't have a big enough following.
yeah, like I am not that dude. Sorry, but I feel flattered at the attempt.
Right.
They saw you were a singer, and go, oh, they might be big. Go for it.
Yeah. Nope.
All right, and I'm Amber S. Craft. I write paranormal romance. You can find my first 2 books on Amazon, paperback, ebook, and the first one in Audible. The 3rd book you can actually find on Kindle Vella. I stream every Sunday on YouTube at noon Eastern, and over on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday, and probably this weekend just to get some shit done. Because I said I was going to get up like I was going to work this morning since I'm used to working Saturdays, and I woke up with a fucking migraine from the fireworks.
Ooh.
So I just got up about an hour ago to that out there, whatever they're doing out there. I hear music, I hear an air gun, and I see Christmas decorations getting put up, so whatever. I did the tree. That's my job. I have the Afterthought Podcast, which season 2 will be coming back soon. I've just got to switch around my entire room so that I have better internet, because I tried to interview somebody the other day and it was like, felt like I was at work trying to listen to something on my computer. And yeah, I'm just editing book 3 right now to give to that one here shortly. I'm like, I went out the screen. There we go. And then book 1's getting a new cover, and hopefully a book signing coming soon. I'm waiting on Sako for that.
Cool.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
And we had Chloe arrive.
I did.
We are introducing ourselves because there is someone new.
Ooh, we're actually introducing ourselves.
Yes.
I'm Chloe Alice Falcon, and I am mostly a quilter these days. Especially because, like, even for the ideas that are rattling around in my brain, if I come back to writing, I can't even decide right now what program to use to, like, collate those ideas. So I don't know. I'm mostly quilting. If you quilt, and you're interested in doing a block of the month with me this year, it is now this year. Let me know. It is for quilters, and if you are a sewer who is interested in getting into quilting, we are doing something easy. And that is just about me right now. I don't know what I'm going to be working on because I am not in the sewing room right now. So ostensibly I will be writing, but again, most likely what it's going to be is me flipping through my 4 different writing programs again and deciding that none of them will work.
You sound like me. I'm like, I need to get this done and that done, and Kira turns 15 in March, so I've got to get her dancing skirt done. And I'm like, I need to work on the craft room. Mom's like, no, we're gonna have it downstairs. I was like, you can have your shit downstairs. I'm gonna have mine upstairs. But to do that, I have to get all the stuff out of storage because I'm also trying to buy a car and I need all the money I can get. So all that shit's gotta come from storage to craft room. So I gotta clean it just to put shit in it to clean it again. Like, I wanna work, I wanna sew, I wanna quilt, I wanna do shit.
But meanwhile, you have to do all this other stuff to do it. Yeah, I need to figure out what program I'll be happy with, something that's not going to be linear. And I hate all of my options for that because the only one that has an actual timeline function is Wavemaker, and it's glitchy AF. So I don't know. Or I cave and I use 2 separate programs, but like I don't want that to be writer life anymore. Writer life shouldn't be that.
No,
I am
that's
a
why I don't
big
have a Mac, because I don't want to have to convert shit twice.
I am a big proponent of Aeon Timeline. You can do timelining. You can actually do a mind map. You can do your characters in there. You can do your settings. You can do your play people. You can completely plot out the story. It connects to Scrivener if you have that, or Ulysses if you use that, and will sync all of your stuff in between them in the manner that you tell it to. And it's fairly simple to get
How?
that set up.
Okay, so here's my question though. How does it sync to Scrivener? Because I don't understand how you could do any sort of timeline function in Scrivener, so I don't know how the two would link up, you know?
Um, it, it you tell it what you want to export. So you can, for example, for my main series, it exports all of my characters and locations into their own folders in the research folder in Scrivener, so that they're there for me to reference whenever I need to. As far as the timeline stuff, it actually exports each event as as a document in chronological order, and subdocuments,
So it
subordinate events get made into subdocuments and so on.
so it just populates like dozens of documents in the back matter tab on Scrivener?
Yep.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
actually, wherever
exactly
you
what I
tell it
don't
to.
that's unfortunately what I don't like about Scrivener. Wavemakers is nice because it's just like a line down the middle of the screen, and like wherever you put things, it'll just like it'll bounce back and forth just to like fit things better.
Well,
But
see,
like it is a single image of everything, and
well, it
that
in
is
and of itself
what I like.
lets you view either in a spreadsheet format. You can view it as an actual timeline with all of the events scattered out on it. It has my personal favorite view when plotting a story, which is the subway map, which shows you when characters dip in and out of your story, so you don't
Oh,
lose
yes, I know what you're
characters.
talking about. Yes.
Um, it has a lot of ways of visualizing the story, and so I do all of the planning stuff in timeline, and then basically the final writing over in Scrivener, because basically once I have my outline finished, I just sync it to a Scrivener folder, and then hey, now I just write it.
I have I have rejected Aeon like a dozen times, and maybe it is time to try it again.
3 is very different.
Okay.
Yeah, they just released Aeon Timeline 3, uh, I think in November. Because if I remember correctly, it was,
So very new.
yeah, it's very new. And the features that it has, like the sync into, kind of worked. It was kind of okay. But this one, I mean, you literally give it instructions. Like the sync tab is just a place where you put instructions in of anything, where you could literally say anything that has this tag or this character in it, put into a folder in my Scrivener document here.
Okay. So that's nice.
Yeah, like you can give it very specific instructions on how you want the sync to happen between the two. And depending on how you want to visualize stuff, like the thing that I really enjoy about it is the mind map, because you can just start building your character out in this like web, and as you're doing so, you are creating the characters, you're creating the events, and they're just floating on the map like you would if you were doing it on paper. And then you can drag all of that into one of the and just pick all that up in one of the others views and put it into a linear order or story order, because that's the thing that I like about it, is the outliner does not have to be in chronological order.
So this is an interesting conversation, and it's like there's something that is funny about it, and I will get to that as I go through the comments, because there is a comment that is it brings up something that is my way of life, and it's funny. So joining us today, we have Devin. We don't have a stream without Devin, our
Nope.
Tugwaddle. We have Nikki. Hello, Nikki. We have CB. We have Spence. One of the new people to this channel, Cora at her corner. Cora's at her corner. Welcome.
And
Halita.
Persephone says, Jay's going straight for the heart with that one when I started out with the Golden Girls theme. Maggie's here. Hey, Maggie.
I love that. Not you too, 22. There doesn't need to be another hold my beer and watch this moment because our hands are fucking full.
Yes.
Spence says, I'm already Betty White's character from Lake Placid. Maggie says, I always wanted Betty White to play Ursula on Broadway.
Yes.
But here's the thing. We also have my Atlantic teacher, Life, who I have not seen on this channel yet.
That's Carrie.
So
Hi, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. But she apparently does not have candles. She's working in the dark.
Doesn't have power, you mean?
Doesn't have power. She's working in the dark with candles. But I'm thinking, like, if you have any paper on hand and like pens or pencils, that is my preferred way of. You said no?
Bad eyesight. Screw up your eyesight. Don't go 1800s as much as I love 1800s.
Well, not specifically by candlelight, but I prefer handwriting. It's very therapeutic. It's very organic to me. It also doesn't jack up my fingers like typing does.
I miss handwriting my novel.
I handwrote my first one.
I handwrote my first Nano and was like, I'm never doing this again. And I do, like, I used to, back when I worked the music festivals, before, we had smartphones, then I would have to like bring notebooks to that. But other than that, I've always used my computer.
But yeah, I was thinking about how I handwrite everything, and that you said Carrie?
Carrie.
Yep. That Carrie is needing to work in the dark, and I'm just like, that is the exact opposite of the conversation you two are having.
Yes.
Every bit of technology for writing there is.
I will say, like, back when I was only ever working on like one program or one project at a time, I still have the notebooks that are like filled with sticky notes of like how I organize things, and like I do miss that. But also it's no longer practical for me to have a physical reference when, Lord knows where I'm writing at any given time. But
see, and I'm the exact opposite. Because you're talking about having multiple programs for like one project, and I'm just like, I would have to have a notebook to keep that shit straight.
Oh yeah, no, that's again why I'm like protesting even Aeon, because I really want a program that has the timeline like fully integrated into it.
As everything,
yeah.
Yeah, other than Wavemaker, I don't know of anything that does that.
No, I don't either.
We need a techie genius that's also a writer to like put all this shit together in one, and just the writing community alone.
I just need to like sell 1 million copies of a book and then like pay somebody to make the program for me.
Have you looked at Plotter? I use Plotter a lot because it syncs with my phone. So when I don't have access to my laptop, I'll like put all my notes in there, and it does characters. It has a timeline and an outline.
That just sounds like Grinder for
Feature.
Scorpios.
It is also spelled in the same fashion.
Yes, it is. It doesn't have any
Scorpio Grinder. This is Plotter.
But
and right, that's in that same category as Eon, where I was just hoping.
Well, what I'm saying is you could use their timeline feature to do your timeline stuff, and then actually write the story in their outliner, because you can then export either to a Scrivener file or a Word doc.
Oh, so they have an actual word processor built in.
Kinda, yeah. It is a work in progress, and they're very good at taking notes. But it is a functional word processor, yeah.
Gotcha. So is that something that they are actively working on? Do you know?
Yeah, it is something that has been talked about. The great thing about Plotter is they have a very active community, and the devs actually listen to us. Like I saw in their Discord once an issue get brought up in the morning, and the patch pushed that night for it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Like they are very responsive. I really like them as a company. And I'm not just saying that because I'm trying to get them to give me an affiliate link, but hey, dude, please.
That would also be nice, though.
It'd be awfully nice because I do talk about you a lot and would like to, maybe benefit from that. Anyway, but yeah, I've used them for about a year now, and I really like a lot of the features that they have. I also like that they're really developing themselves up so that under both your notes and your characters, you can have categories of them so you don't have 1,000 characters listed out. You can mark out your main characters, your supporting cast, and your others, or however you want to do it, because it's all custom. And the same thing with your notes. Like half of my world building starts in Plotter.
Nice.
Yeah,
So-
see, for me, calling someone a main character or a side character, it just tempts the side characters. They're just like, oh, I'm a side character? Excuse me. I'm about to become super important and take over your fucking story.
That's how
Join
mine
the dark side.
get the next book after them. They're like, fuck you, bitch.
Right, I was going to say, as a romance writer, they don't have a choice in that book, but man, does that make it a lot easier figuring out what the next book is going to be.
And sometimes when someone else reads it, they look at one of your side characters and says, this one has potential.
Oh, yeah.
We don't really do that, do we?
I don't know who would do that.
Who gave me 2 more book people to talk about a little earlier than they were planned?
And that is why I'm working on multiple series concurrently right now, because there's the main series and characters that you will meet later in the main series that are getting their own side quests.
So one of my favorite shifter authors just put out the 8th book in a trilogy because of that.
Well, I think it
she
was
made the
pure-
mistake of
I was about to pull out, what just came out, but you said in a trilogy. And everything.
Okay, she made the mistake of developing the villain side just a little bit too much. And so everybody was like, well, what about Chrome? What's going to happen to Chrome? And she's like, well, he was the asshole. We're like, what about Chrome?
So I feel like in our industry that we refer to that either as a GUR or a reverse Tolkien.
Yeah.
Because he technically wrote one book. They cut it into 3 parts.
Yeah.
True.
So, shall we actually do some work ourselves?
I mean, y'all can.
I got a question.
Okay.
Does anybody hear the music?
No.
No, I heard it when you first started it. You started it like 2 minutes ago, right?
No, I don't. They have music on the other one.
Oh no. Okay.
Outside.
I heard some random sound like 2 minutes ago that was weird, and then it
That
went
was my
away.
phone going off.
Okay, I heard your phone going off, but no, I don't hear anything else.
Okay. So it's just my headache making it feel louder than it is. I just wanted to make sure you weren't getting some Barbie or whatever that is in the background going off.
Well, microphones are also just really good at not picking up that stuff. So it's probably just as loud as you nightmarishly think it is, and your microphone is like, no, that's not directed at me, so I don't care about that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about to shank a bunch of people with a meme right now.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah. You saw my comment on that, right?
Uh-huh. I don't know.
No, it is just as bad as drugs.
That's why I went from 4 and made my own. Now I have 1 that I'm going to be forced to use.
The person I was calling out with that was the first person to respond.
Oh, shit.
Oh, I know. but But I'm a close second, okay? I just threw away 3 planners and kept one to use for the last week of last year.
I don't even know how planners work, so I mean, I'm fine.
I found okay.
Stephanie says I feel attacked, and Ben says, "Shh, leave my stickers alone."
The stickers will definitely get put on this new planner. But no, instead of doing days of the week, I now have people. Like I got like the planner I have from Plum Paper where it like separates it by like sections. I now have people's names on those sections. So I can be here, not here, practice, so I can know who's gonna be here. This is my people tracker, not my planner. My people tracker, so I know what the fuck's going on.
There's nothing stalkery about those words at all.
When you got 5 people in one house and 2 like randomly are in and out all the time, you never know.
God, it's like the Weasley clock.
You know, I kind of want one of those in real life, except for I know my brothers would always be in mortal peril. And I just can't take the stress of that, so it's fine.
Yeah.
And to answer whoever asked it earlier, my New Year's resolution is to not keep track of so much shit, because I found out at work if I quit keeping track of how much I'm making a day, I might actually hit fucking goal. Let's just be in like flight mode all the time. I always have to be checking. No. Fuck it. The system was down for half the month last month and I actually hit goal. I was like, fuck. If I don't know, I work harder. Okay.
There you go.
Resolution made.
I wasn't answering that one because I was going to save the New Year's resolution chat for after the sprint.
Yeah.
Because it was something I knew would take us into another set of tangents.
Yeah, let's do this 20 and then we'll keep going with it.
Yep. So we will sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that sprint is done. Wow, I cannot speak. I cannot think. My brain has gone poof.
But do you like green eggs and ham?
But do you like them, Sam? I am.
Do they come with a fox and socks?
He's
And this
removed
is
his
the
socks.
rest of the show, Dr. Seuss.
Actually, I thought of a song the other day, and it was I see trees of green, green roses too. The road is green, the river too. And I think to myself, this is Oregon Trail.
that got dark quickly.
I did find this when I
Oh, I'm gonna turn the gas back on.
when we were sprinting. I found this and I posted it in my Discord.
Oh yeah, I saw that. There have been a lot of good memes today.
I bind you 2022. I bind you from doing harm against yourself and harm against others.
Gotta love the craft.
Mm-hmm. That's the craft.
I will never forget when we went to see that movie in theaters, because basically the entire goth brigade went. We took the entire back row, and when the credits started rolling at the end, Matt jumped up and we all joined him, and he started chanting EVIL, for what we do we go to hell. And we were all like beating our feet on the ground, like rumbling our feet on the ground, and it was great. And all
Viking
the poor
chat,
little-
goth style.
yeah, like all the like normal people that were in the audience had no idea what was going on, because they suddenly realized, oh no, they're all the goth one. Because we like fully decked out to go to the theater.
as you do.
As you do. If you're going to see The Craft with all of your goth friends, if you're not putting on your makeup and spikes, what even are you?
What's the point of going?
Yeah, what is the point of going?
Topic is what you are.
See,
I remember the days before the Hot Topic, when you had to scrounge around in secondhand stores and hope that you could find something that would work.
Yeah,
See,
my
spend a lot of time at the hardware store getting
Yes.
real inventive.
Pet
my
stores
crew
were
was
your
not
friend.
my crew was not the Hot Topic goth crew. It was the theater crew, and I tell you, we all fucking loved that movie.
Dude, I don't know what that says about me. I was both. And so I came to school normal because my parents were like, oh my God, goth is the devil. And then that movie came out, and then they had even more shit to go against me, because then they were like, see that girl in all black? She's the bad one. What are you doing?
See, I was part of the stoner crowd, which meant that we did all of those things, but primarily we did them stoned.
So you loved the movie, but weren't really sure what was going
I
on.
mean, yeah, it was a bunch of hot chicks, so it worked for me. That was really all I cared about.
They're like floating around, and bugs are crawling out of the sink or whatever. And
Right.
you get out of the movie, and you're like, I didn't see any.
happening. All right, cool.
You're like, I didn't see any magic. That's real life, right?
The good
No,
old
I
days.
learned my lesson with Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas not to do psychedelics before going to the movies. Do not.
So we had a couple people actually do some writing. CB got 1127 because she was working before the sprint, and Cora's got 411, and Maggie got 289. I got changed and my teeth brushed and surfed some internet because it is too late in my day for me to start new stuff.
Too late.
Too late. It's too late.
It's
Too
too
late for
late,
apologies.
baby. Now it's too late.
So obviously I decided to sew because this is, I guess, part of my resolution, and I immediately screwed up, and directly after that, Chunk licked the hot iron again.
Oh, poor thing.
Oh my god, he's so dumb. Like, why didn't you learn yesterday when you did this?
But it smells good.
Right. But I would like to taste.
I went to go change the clothes out, and I thought I had put a basket in front of the other door so the animals wouldn't get out, but I apparently didn't do it good enough. So I had to go chase the dog, change the clothes out, chase the dog, and then finish smooshing the fake tree so that next sprint I can put it in the box. And came back with 3 minutes left, so that's all I did.
Let's see. So the New Year's resolution, Nikki started with outline her second book in her trilogy, start writing the second book, finish all the Diamond Dots paintings. CB
I
says,
have a bunch of those finished, but I can never find reasonably priced frames for them. I enjoy doing them, but now I just have a roll of them.
CB says her new resolutions are 1, pass grade 2 clarinet, cuss less, lose at least 40 pounds. That still doesn't start till February 1st, though, because Royal Rumble. Cora says publish 4 books.
No, that doesn't sound outrageous at all. To me.
It depends on the length of the books. Like if I try to consider publishing 4 books of the length that I write, oh my god!
Same.
Like I get around 120K, so.
Oh yeah, no, I can publish probably about 350,000 a year. That's not going to happen this year, but like that was about what I did in 2019. 2020? That's what I did in 2020 because that's 2021 that just ended. Yes. So that's about what I did in 2020. Yeah.
I'm going to be publishing almost continually this year. That's kind of my goal because I need to get past all of my issues. So I'm going to be posting chapter by chapter over in the manuscripts on World Anvil, not to mention just all the world building and game design and stuff. Like, I'm hoping to get at least 3 to 5 books out this year, depending on how long 2 of them end up being.
Well, I've already got like the cover for book 1 and the reformatting in the works because I want to get that done before February so I can have the book signing, have the new covers match. And then the goal, the resolution is to have book 3 come out this year. As soon as I get like Jason in to do the developmental, hopefully middle to end of this year. And then have book 4 finished. I don't know. I'm going with the whole. I just got a new bedspread, and so I'm going with the whole Admiral McGraven. He always says if you want to change the world, start off by making your bed every day. At least you will have accomplished one thing. And so I'm kind of going with that mentality. I've been making my bed like all week to try to get ready and like conquer the day, despite how bad I feel.
That is something similar that I did with my schedule list. Is I put in things that I would do, that I knew I would do.
Yeah.
Like gimme things. Like, well, for me, I don't have an issue taking a shower every day. I know some people find that or some people, their mental illness levels don't let them do stuff like that. For me, that's not what my mental issues keep me from doing. So I put stuff like that on my list, so I have something that I can guarantee to check off my checklist, and it's a head start.
Just small wins to get the bigger ones.
Yeah, and it definitely helps having stuff that you can actually check off.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I thoroughly intend to publish, and that's one of the reasons why I held off for Raid, the actual book for Raid to come out until this year, so that I can at least tell my brain, no, you published a book this year. Like the entire thing's up on Vela, but the actual book hasn't, come out yet. So, I can at least trick myself, hopefully, into no. You did publish a book right at the beginning of the year.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because being able to have those little Jedi mind tricks you can play on yourself is very helpful.
Well, and the plan had been, all of December while I was editing instead of writing, since I wasn't doing that creative side, was to read all the books that I want to interview people for. And between my health and the cat and all that, I didn't get to do. I read one. So, like, I think just a realistic goal of 3 books a month, the 1 writer's workshop, 1 for myself, and 1 for interviewing will be good. So that's doable.
My only goal / resolution right now for this year is to get a new job, because once I do that, I can actually evaluate on all of the other goals, but like everything is relying on that. So I have to get this quilt done because it is a present for a friend who is getting married in April, and I want to pay somebody to quilt it for me, because I just don't have the energy for it. But that usually has like a pretty lengthy timeline on when you get them back if you pay for somebody to do the quilting for you. So I really I need to get this done soon, and then I'll be jumping into my block of the month project. But yeah, other than that, it's just get a job.
Spence said shower and change every day was one of the few helpful mental health pieces of advice that her mom ever gave her, which, I mean, that's something for those of us who can do that, it does help a lot. But I do know that some people can't. CB said, I don't function like a typical 39-year-old, which is why I have care twice a week, and that is okay. That's why I put it the way I put it, because I know that I'm actually, those of us who can do stuff like shower and change clothes every day, it's not something that everyone has the ability to do.
Right.
And it's not just, sometimes it is mental, and sometimes it's physical, and
a lot of people have issues understanding that even the most basic things are privileges.
Yep.
That not everybody has.
Yep.
That is what I was thinking on that as well. It is very hard for some people to understand that what they consider normal is not everybody's normal.
True. Yep. I think that's one thing I learned from this year. Like, I thought the camper was fine, but then when you go days without having internet, or having not even internet but power all day, or having to think about things like that and plan that into your schedule, it just makes your life that much harder. So
So, like, obviously they are in a very different situation than what you were in, but my parents just moved into their camper, and I am awaiting the, like, 1 month progress report on that. Everything is great right now. They moved in 2 days ago.
Give it a week to, like, have the first little hiccup, and then a month for the first blow up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It definitely gets interesting when you're living in it 24/7 and have to make room for everything you need.
I think that they've got a lot of stuff in storage. They're going to be in it for probably 4 months. 3 to 4 months, I think, is what the current estimate is. So it's like I said, it's a very different situation from what you were in. But it's still the two of them living on top of each other with a cat and a dog, and they are boomers who have always lived in large enough houses.
Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I'll give it that.
Yeah.
I think that's what made mine so interesting is I had a teenager and a boomer.
Yeah, that's a lot.
A lot of attitude to be on each side of.
Yes.
And me being like, I'm just going to stay right here in my little bubble. You're not here screaming out, come out. So I told my mom yesterday, I was like, my New Year's resolution is to quit being the fucking middleman. I'm no one's messenger anymore. I want to get my own shit done this year.
Y'all need to grow up. Learn how to talk to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't have any resolutions at the moment. I have stuff that I'm still learning. I learned some stuff today. And things might be changing around here. But I had sort of a breakthrough today that probably the reason I'm not writing is because it has become monetized and something that is not a pleasure anymore.
Yeah.
And I have too much worry about where money is going to come from. So I might be looking for work very, very shortly. So things may be changing around here to fit in a new schedule.
My issue is somewhat adjacent to that, where I'm not somebody who usually does the spoons metaphor, but like I just don't have the spoons for a second job, and that is what writing is.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't. It's because of being back at Publix. If I was doing something else, writing would be fine for me, but right now, because again, like you said, because it has been monetized, that just means that I'm no longer like I'm certainly getting joy from it, but it means that I never stop working. And I am so exhausted from the unending nightmare that is Publix that like I can't come home and continue to work.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't. I did Nano, and like I barely squeaked by, and it's the first time that has happened in probably 6 or 7 years. Last year for Nano, I did 120,000 words. But this year, like I only did it because I'm still in ML, and I was like, I gotta at least report. But I just don't, and like if I keep going with Publix, I have to quit writing entirely. But like at this point, that doesn't even look like it's going to be an option because at this point I can't even get myself back up to full time there because of the issues that I'm having with my current management. So it's looking like that's not even an option like I thought it was. But I guess the good news is that it's forcing me to look elsewhere, and hopefully with that elsewhere, I'll be able to start writing again.
Yeah. See, I work 11 hours a day, so by the time I come home at 6 o'clock, instead of switching over to writer mode, since my mom's got a second job, then I got to switch over to housekeeping mode. And then by the time I get done with that at 8 o'clock, it's like, if I'm not still thinking about whatever clients I've got to take care of tomorrow and what parts and all that are coming in, then I'm just like too exhausted.
Yeah.
And I'm wanting to go to bed at 8:30, and I still have to wait an hour to let the dog out one last time. So I'm just kind of laying there watching TV going, it's 9:30 here yet.
Yep.
And also there's the whole business of writing.
Yeah.
You know, the non-writing stuff. See, having writing as a hobby instead of as a job means that it really doesn't matter if
Mhm.
you get your presence out there.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're keeping up with your social media or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, because you really don't have to advertise yourself. Because you're writing as a hobby means you're writing stuff for yourself.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if you write a day every day or not. It doesn't matter if you post this or that. That's my thing, is I just don't have time to do any of that. So I'm never going to be like a big, well-known author as long as I'm doing this, you know? So I'm having 2 jobs. I've got one long-ass job, and then, yeah, thank you. Nail in the coffin.
And so that means that you need to be making enough money to pay somebody else to do
right.
that side of thing. Part of my job interview was I think it was just kind of like just getting a feel for me, and not like, I'm not really worried that my answer was not very well, but he asked me about how I integrate social media into my writing career. That wasn't exactly how he phrased it, but like it was basically that question. And my immediate response was not very well. But like, that's it. Like, I've never been good at it. And so like in my answer, at the end of it, I'm like, yeah, so like I know what I'm supposed to do, and I'm just not good at it. So I pay, like, that's it. Like my marketing is I pay for paid advertisements, you know, I pay for Facebook ads, and I pay for Amazon ads, and I pay for, you know, Fussy Librarian and Free Booksy. And that's like, I just don't have the luxury of free advertising because I'm not good at social media.
Yeah. And right now, like, I'm trying to make more money. Normally it'd be for the marketing, and right now it's for looking for another car because my kid's about to be driving and I've got to get my car fixed, which means I need another car. And so any extra money goes to payments on a second car, not marketing.
And that also makes something that I very, very much appreciated in Jenna Moressi's recent video about why she self-publishes. And she said that part of it is she has a background in business, like a degree in business. So that's something that she personally has as something that can help her with, you know, writing as a business. Like, none of that is for most of the rest of us, all of that is, you know, groping around in the dark and hoping something will happen.
Well, not only does she have that degree, but she's used it, because I have a degree in business management with a minor in administration, but I never actually got to apply it in the actual business world to see how it works. Yeah, I know in theory and in books how it works, but I've never got to apply it. So when it comes to the marketing side of the business, I'm so clueless, even though I've taken all of that.
Well, and I think the other thing is that, like, it's either being, you know, having that background that is somehow related to marketing, or just being naturally somebody who likes social media. And of course, the social media that I am most comfortable with is the one that is the least helpful. And that's actually Facebook.
Let's
It's-
face it, none of us on this screen are young enough to have grown up with it, so we have our one or two platforms in that.
Yeah. I know that Twitter can be great for some people. I'm not like I can't maintain that Twitter presence that you need. Just like when it was the same problem with oh gosh, the free site, the free sharing your book site.
Wattpad.
Yes, just like with Wattpad, that like the only way for Wattpad to work for you is if you were constantly engaging, and I didn't have the energy for that. I don't have the energy for Twitter for that same reason. Instagram, I'm not smart enough with because I'm a cake decorator, so I just keep putting my cakes on there because like this is something that's easy to photograph. I understand. And then TikTok, I'm just completely baffled on how you sell books with TikTok. Kind of for the same reason as Instagram.
I don't feel like I have that personality for TikTok. I'm not hyper. I'm not like goofy. I'm not like not on cue. I'm goofy as fuck, but not on cue. But I don't have that TikTok ability, and I'm not gonna just post random shit. Like I post a lot of stuff when we would go hiking and stuff, but that was it. It was just pictures of beautiful things like your cakes, and like I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. I like I have on TikTok, I've got like time lapses for my Bob Ross paintings and stuff like that. It's like I've got stuff on TikTok, but I have absolutely no idea how to integrate books into TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how Courtney does it because she's got so many followers doing it.
Well, the people who know how to do this stuff do it very, very well. But it's not something that the rest of us can keep up with. Like, just like Chloe just said, I don't have the mental capacity, like the emotional mental capacity to try and keep up with tweeting multiple times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do
I don't
know
have time to make a phone call, much less tweet every day.
It's not even the tweeting, it is the interacting. Like, I just don't even have the thought to go to Twitter unless I am tweeting something.
And I know we have writer friends in our community who, bless them, they tweet like 3, 4, 7 times a day.
Yeah.
I mean,
I have friends who are just always on there. No matter when I go on, I have friends that have tweeted in the last hour.
I mean, I've gone on there, and I see like Cash with just tweet after tweet after tweet.
Yeah.
And I'm like, girl, you are hustling. And props.
Yeah.
And then like the big name writers, like that is the other thing, is that like I know it definitely helps because there's so many huge writers that are super active on Twitter that I'm like, yeah, if they're doing it, then like obviously it is worthwhile to do.
It's also nice to have a social media marketing team that a lot of these people rely on. I mean, for me, like my biggest problem isn't the lack of interest or knowing how, because that's actually one of the few things I am educated in. It's that life has been so dismal and just trashy for the last, I don't know how many years, at least for me, that like I don't want to be the Eeyore of whatever social network I'm on.
Right.
You know, because like, so what's going on in your life today? Oh, you know, managing the pain. You know?
Oh, right. And therefore you have to like find other stuff to tweet about that is not your life.
Yeah, and that's, you know, one of the reasons why I'm, you know, for me this year, I don't consider what I'm doing going back to being more amateur, like out of the professional market. I'm just trying to design a different professional path that I see other friends of mine having success with, and that, you know, having that membership-based business, but one that isn't as reliant on hitting schedules to appease a man who just wants to build more knob rockets and doesn't care whether or not I'm successful or have the tools I need to be successful.
Yeah.
You know? And I know that it's not going to be the easiest thing to do, because in a way I have to be much more aggressive to get people to know that I exist, because my stuff is not going to be appearing Amazon first, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm going to be much more comfortable doing it this way, putting stories out chapter by chapter, getting the discussion boards up on the site that I now have up there so we can talk about the chapters. Who knows, that might actually influence the way the books get written. That would be amazing if I had people, you know, invested enough to make stuff like that happen, you know? Because
oh yeah,
the thing for me that I came to terms with over the last year is, yes, I'm not hippie enough that I don't want the monies, because like capitalism, but I want readers. I want an audience. I want people. I love my characters and stories so much. I want to sit down with people and go, so what did you think?
Yep.
You know,
Yeah.
and actually have that interaction with people.
Yeah.
And I got to the place in my head where it's like, I think I want that more than the monies right now. And I think that there's a path where building that audience will just naturally bring in the monies, you know, by just making it clear, like, if you want me to continue being able to do this, here's my coffee, here's my Patreon, you know, thank you for supporting me on the Twitch, you know. And
I get real mad at my friends when they buy my book and they don't read what I write. Like, don't waste your money. I understand that you think that this is being supportive, but like, you just gave me $2. Like, that's all that just happened, and I don't need you to spend $4 to give me $2. That is not anything of any help to me. I appreciate the thought, but it doesn't. I'd rather you know,
without putting on a
buy
review,
stuff
you're not
that is
helping.
of no value to you. Yeah.
But yeah, I was getting back to what I was saying before about Jenna's video, was that the thing I appreciated the most is that she was upfront and frank and said, I have a skill set that I am trained in that makes indie publishing much, much easier for me than it will be for you.
And that
And
is nice
that's
that she
real.
said that.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's so many times where, like, people talk about how, like, their first book was a bestseller and, like, I hardly did any marketing and it just happened. And then it turns out that they've got, you know, 400,000 Twitter followers, and it's in, like, the postscript. And they're, like, an expert on this subject or whatever it happens to be. Like, oh, so actually you didn't just, like,
stumble into it.
Magic.
Yeah.
This actually wasn't even easy for you, because you have all of this, like, whatever you did to cultivate that gigantic social media following. That was what you did to sell this book.
Yeah. You had that following years before, and then you decided to do the book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
because I think, you know, we need to be more honest with ourselves about what we want, what our actual goals are.
Mm-hmm. That's what I've been doing recently. Well, that's what I'm still trying to do, still trying to figure out, is what do I actually want? And it turns out what I really, really want.
Tell me what you want, what you really want.
I was trying so hard not to be the one.
I was waiting.
And I'm so
I knew
proud
one
that
of
I
you two would
wasn't.
do it.
What I really, really want is to, like Charlie was saying, to have my stories, my characters out there for people to enjoy, to actually, you know, get people's eyes on my work, to bring them life.
Yeah.
And all the rest of it all the rest of it, all the business, all the marketing, all of that, it just sucks every last bit of enjoyment out.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm very excited because, and no pressure to anybody here if you don't have the energy to even think about whether or not you want to take part in it this year. But I'm so looking forward to doing the Pride and Prejudice anthology again.
Oh yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
I jokingly made a reference to that when we were talking about New Year's resolutions. Like, that's one of the main things on my calendar this year is to do that again. So if anybody needs 7 months of preemptive warning, because I still don't know what date it would come out on, but you have 7 months now to write a story and get a video made, because I look at that, and that to me is my proudest thing that I have done since I started a YouTube channel. Since, in a lot of ways, since I started writing, because I love the community that came together over that. I love all the stories that came
they
in,
all came out really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and I like that. To me, is like what I want to be doing. Like these community projects, like bringing people in, bringing people together, and I'm so looking forward to doing that.
Yeah, definitely.
While I appreciated and enjoyed everyone's stories during that, Okay Weirds blew my mind and made me just die laughing.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at Chloe that I don't have like 6 seasons in a movie based on hers. I'm just going to call her out right now while she's sewing.
No, that's fair because you know what? I'm not gonna lie, that would be a nice series.
Because I'm just saying, like, I read that, like, as I'm listening to it, and I'm just like, and then what? Tell me more. Like, yes, like, I fell so hard in love with it.
If I actually had any sort of historical knowledge, I would, but absolutely history was my worst subject. And I can't say whether American history or world history was worse. But like if I knew anything about that time period at all, I'd do it.
Yeah.
Oh, we should get a second sprint in.
I mean, if
Do
we
that.
gotta, sure, fine.
Oh, I think this is why I don't retain any viewers except for the ones that are here for the banter.
Right.
Yeah, but that sometimes is how you actually build an audience. I mean, that's
Yeah.
I mean, we have fun, and at a certain point, I might just say that these aren't sprint streams anymore. They're just chat.
I'm
Yeah,
moving conversation for the Discord later. Should I still be doing sprint streams this year? Because I feel like more people seem to come for the chatting than for the sprinting. Been thinking about that a lot.
I think part of that is the 2021 COVID
Burnout.
mentality where we just want to hear people talk.
Yes.
We want to talk to people.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, you'll talk to me. Thank you.
Yeah. That's part of why I'm doing this block of the month thing this year. Like I also like I love my writers community, but like I need more communities. Even if it's the same people, I still need more online communities.
Yeah.
Persephone says, we are writers having fun, damn it. Eva says, I'm never here for sprinting. Did you summon me?
I like the sprint streams. Go gargoyle. I'm here for all the gargoyles.
Yeah, and maybe that's what I need to just call it. I need to call it writers having fun.
There you go.
because
Even though we were having like a really depressing one this time, probably because I didn't talk about alien dicks at all. But anyway,
I mean,
Or
there's still
what?
time.
or
There is
our
still
Christmas topic.
oh yeah.
Oh dear.
It's fine. Everything's fine. It's a span from Amazon.
I can't even remember which taboo topic we were talking about.
Pseudo incest.
Yes, that one. All
Fine,
right.
everything's fine.
You had me at alien dicks.
Kara just said, "Now that's some interesting topics."
Oh, you're not wearing headphones.
No, she's good. She's heard it all before. There's no stopping this weird ass brain. This shit comes out of my mouth in front of her.
All right, shall we
Yeah.
hit another 20?
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. Sprint is over. How did people do? What did people do? Did people do any work?
That was perfect timing for me because I just finished this plot.
Nice.
Yeah.
I
I'm
continued my world building.
I'm remembering why I work on Saturdays. Everybody decided to sleep in till like 1 o'clock, and so, oh, you have a migraine? Oh well, we need to get shit done. Usually they're up and they've already got it done. Now it's like, can you go pull weeds? I'm like, no, I'm not done streaming. Oh, you'll be done in the 20 minutes by the time I get to the backyard. Bitch, it's about to rain. Well, then I guess we need to hurry up, huh? You had all day. All day.
CB got words. 246 of them. I watched. Well, I went through Twitter and I saw that there was a sketch from the Golden Girls that I absolutely love. So I watched that because it's one where Betty White was actually improving and making B. Arthur and Rue McClanahan just lose their shit. And oh my god, it's funny. It's called The Great Herring War, if you haven't seen it.
So this is her telling a story from St. Olaf.
Yes.
Perfect.
I love that story. It is life incarnate. Like, if you do not know the tale of the Great Herring War, I cannot recommend this enough.
And the funny part is, because she was ad-libbing, the other two just can't keep a straight face. They are dying trying to keep the scene going, and it is just the best.
The amount of times that happened with her, though, in those 3 period was just like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember there's a couple episodes where you can actually hear like the producers laughing near the camera on top of like the people laughing. It's just like them trying to keep the scene. It's like,
But watching that made me think of other basically improved things from shows like that I wanted to see. So I watched the Carol Burnett show outtake of Tim Conway's Elephant Story.
Oh my!
I love all the shows from then. All the shows that used to ad lib, dude.
When Vicki Lawrence comes in with, "Can you believe that little asshole?" And everyone that was in that scene just fell on the floor.
I'm just saying, I've been very much listening to one of the few, like, it's not a serious song, but it takes on a whole new context now. Johnny McGovern's "Welcome to St. Olaf," which he did a wonderful tribute album to the Golden Girls. And so each one got their own song. And Sweet Sweet Rose got "Welcome to St. Olaf," and it means something different now.
I actually saw a clip that was posted that I had never seen before, and it was killing me. It was one where she's talking about the OBMAG, and they're like, "What?" She's like, "The obstetrician magician."
I mean, what's wrong with you? How do you not know about the obstetrician magician? I mean, seriously.
I have to see if I can bring it up, because it is golden.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you did there, but I am not going to, like, give you respect for it.
Come on, video. Work with me here.
No.
Okay. Because this is part of a medley. Oh, I have to stop that one to share the other one. Share tab audio, yes. All right.
Someone was actually able to deceive me once. Do tell, Rose. St. Olaf's most famous OBMAG.
What's that?
Obstetrician magician. Amazing Shapiro. He delivered Bridget. I was so confused. It's a girl. Now it's a dove. Now it's a glass of milk. I don't know how he got her in that deck of cards. Right after the King of Hearts. Is this your baby?
Is this your baby?
Yes, that is prime.
I will also agree with CB that like Estelle Getty had some great moments as well with her stories.
Yes.
I brought up the show to my mom, and she was like, yeah, it's true. There was not a single one of them that didn't bring something magical to the show.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think you could have put any other one person in with the other three and made it what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if that was by design, the people they picked, or they just got that lucky. I mean, because they're all witty, but there are tons of people at that time that were as witty. So,
Yeah. You had that dynamic where Estelle Getty and Betty White were like perfect foils for each other, and then B. Arthur and Rue McClanahan were perfect foils for each other.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them had worked together before.
I was going to bring that up too.
Yeah.
And that's one of the great magical things about the show is that, you know, they you could tell that they were friends and that they liked each other, and
yeah, it wasn't forced.
that's, I mean, it's they were just magic.
Yeah.
And they are reunited.
I'm sorry. I'm laughing because I saw a meme today where like it's like everybody B. Arthur or Betty White went to heaven, and then below it is an image of her fighting demons yelling, "Where's B. Arthur?" Like that's probably more accurate, but
yeah, I think it's something. It says something about, you know, living life to the fullest and laughing and having fun. That Betty White was the oldest one on the show, like they were talking about, and yet she's the one that died last.
Yeah.
Like, and they all died, you know, pretty older on in their age, but like it's not like any of them died tragically really young. But yeah, and I think it says something about as many years as they played on the show and just living life to the fullest. You know, laughing makes you live life longer.
And I mean, I don't know what to say about her that hasn't been said, but like the one thing, television is not going to be the same. I mean, it's hard for us to remember because as ancient as I feel so much of the time, you know, she was really there at the dawn of television. I mean,
Yeah.
her career goes so far back, and she's been in so much that, I mean, this really is the end of an era in more ways than I think a lot of people realize. I mean,
most of us, our earliest memories of her are from Golden Girls. And of course, especially now, we're seeing all of those pictures of her in her younger days where she was absolutely gorgeous and like, oh yeah, like she was, you know, a young starlet once upon a time too, in those golden years.
The first thing I remember seeing her in was the Mary Tyler Moore Show.
Yeah.
And I was so shocked. Like, in a way, she's the person who taught me that actors exist, because her character in the Golden Girls is the exact opposite of her character in the Mary Tyler Moore Show. Because she was on Mary Tyler Moore, she was so scheming and plotting and like always had something dastardly going on because she was one of Mary's mortal enemies. And then to see just the pure goodness and light that was Rosen Island, just
See, and I remember, as much as I love Golden Girls, she will always be Mama's Family to me. Like, I grew up on that show, and that's my first sitcom with her. I absolutely loved her.
My first experience with Betty White was Golden Girls, but my earliest from her career was back in the game show days when she was on like with Alan Ludden and everything.
Yeah.
And they were so young and they were funny back then too.
True.
I do love seeing, like, picking up those really old episodes of like Match Game and like Hollywood Squares and stuff like that, of like all of these, you know, most of them are not alive anymore. But like seeing them in their younger days. And again, like it's one of those things where you know, you forget that your grandparents were young adults at one point, and to see, you know, and like younger than me, but like, so it's nice to look back and see them, especially when they are being as candid as they are on those shows where they're not portraying an actor. They're just, you know, I mean, they're being comedians.
Ad-libbing,
yeah.
The golden years. It's all I couldn't not say it. But yeah, all those really old game shows, if you can see them on like Game Show Network and stuff, they are so much fun.
Yeah.
1945 was the first thing she was on.
Wow.
She did a short called Time to Kill.
She would have been early 20s then, is that right?
Yeah.
That feels about right.
45, she was born.
Yeah, this is true. Nikki wondered why they made her sound so dumb, and Persephone says exaggeration is a key component of comedy.
Yep.
She would have been 22.
But yeah.
Yeah, you have to be like the actors who play those characters. Like the one I always think of, and I'm forgetting the actor's name, but the one who played Ernest. Jim Varney.
Jim Varney.
He was Shakespearean trained. Like he, you know, to play those characters, and to play them well is actually extremely difficult. Because there is a line that you have to be very careful on. The line from Tropic Thunder that we're no longer allowed to say because of the R word, but y'all know what I'm talking about.
The cast of Friends said that Lisa Kudrow was like a genius.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Smartest one of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It's usually the like you said, the dumb character is usually played by really smart people.
Yeah.
have hit the 2-hour mark, and it looks like we've slowed down.
I get to go pull weeds instead of working. Yay!
I'm gonna be watching the Harry Potter thing after this. That's my epic plans for this evening.
I am debating whether or not I'm going to watch the Harry Potter because I want to, because I have nothing against them.
Oh yeah.
Was that the thing that I saw that is the 3 of them going through like the sets and talking and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes.
And like, I have nothing against them. I wish them the best.
Yeah.
But it's like in the back of my head, like, is there any way that Robert could get money from me for that?
I don't think so. I think it's already like in the can. It's already done.
All right. Yeah, I did see a Twitter thing about, someone pretending, or not, it was a TikTok about someone pretending to be her and, saying, "You can't get rid of me," and it was like the fans, bye, and the actors, the actors all waving pride flags saying bye.
We did, and in all fairness, she worked her hardest to make sure that happened.
And
like a lot of us were willing to forgive her in the beginning, and then she kept going further and further and further until like, no, you are absolutely a horrible person, and we can no longer, give you the benefit of like the boomer doubt. You are just a terrible person.
Yeah, I have had to apologize to a lot of people because I was kind of being an apologist for her. And then, like, no, sorry.
Well, because in the beginning, it just seemed to be like really misguided comments that like they genuinely seemed like, she really just needed to be better educated on the topic. And then, or like she was just putting her foot in her mouth and like what she was trying to say was just like not coming across properly. And then it turned out that she just is filled with hate.
I mean, that's the thing. If somebody's saying something out of pure ignorance of not knowing something, that can be forgiven. But once they step over that into you've been taught and now you're just being stupid, then it's a whole nother level.
Yeah.
She was not just being stupid, she was being belligerent.
Exactly. And she continues to be to this day. I feel like just a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, she said that all people like me are just rapists.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, girl.
Nikki's asking who we're talking about. The person who
shall not be named.
The Harry Potter series. Yeah, the one thing I want to say about, being called an apologist, I think people are really too quick to jump on that term to call people apologists when they're in that stage of disbelief.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no, that can't be true. You're an apologist. No, that's not what being an apologist is.
Well, and I think at that point, it's exactly like we thought she was being ignorant, and it turns out that, or like uneducated, and it turns out that we were the ones who were, uneducated, so to speak. Like we thought that she was just like not understanding the situation, and it turned out that it was those of us who were defending her at the very beginning who did not understand the situation.
Well, and people, wanting to believe the best in someone is not the same as being an apologist.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people get that confused a lot.
Yeah, I had a really hard time believing anybody who could create such an open and tolerant worldview in her fiction could be the person that she turned out to be.
And Nikki, an apologist is somebody who defends bad things, like there are like Nazi apologists. Like it's people who attempt to defend it using kind of that slippery reasoning where, if you do it just right, it does seem on paper like, oh, you do make a good point. But then when you step back, you're like, wait, no, you are actually just as bad as a Nazi. You literally are a Nazi. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Oh, you are the devil. Thank you for telling me.
Yes. And like, you get it with like slavery, you get it with like Christianity, the negative things that have happened there. I'm not saying that Christianity in general is negative. I am very much not opposed to religion, but like the terrible things that have been done in the name of Christianity, the people who defend those instead of saying, that was terrible, and we will do better.
Yeah.
Got a lot of that going on.
Yeah.
Mhm. What is? Oh, okay. Do you want to give an outro?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I said everything in the intro. You know me. I'm Ambercraft, Area Paranormal Romance. You can find my books Amazon and Vella and the places. After everybody goes to sleep and this shit stops, I'm planning on streaming tonight on Twitch to get some stuff done. I've got to get caught up. So if anybody wants to write tonight, wants to get stuff done, I'm not sure what time because life, them. But I promised myself I'd work today, and we're gonna start and do that actually. So I gotta go take care of the demons over here, and then I'll be on Twitch. So go check me out tonight. Bye, love you. Bye.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks.
All right. Does anybody else want to give an outro?
Yeah, go over if you want to see more of my work. Go over to World Anvil, look for C.E. Dorset, and follow me. I'm putting a lot up, and it's a lot of stories. Like I actually have a lot of short stories up over there that I didn't tell anyone about because I'm good at the marketing. It's not just articles about like tugwaddles and things. There's actually fiction over there too.
Ooh. And if anybody here is a quilter or sewer who is interested in quilting and would like to join me on an extremely easy block of the month this year to make a quilt, hit me up because that's what I'm organizing right now. And that's everything for me.
Excellent. And another place you can find me is on my Discord. It is a fun place where we the two pages that tend to be hit, or the two channels there that tend to be hit most often, are the daily goals and accountability page, which I think is kind of cool that people are joining in on that. And then the other one is the daily mood, which is just a place for us to check in. Say, what's our day? So I'm going to post the link there. So yeah, anyone who wants to join my Discord channel can do that.
Woo.
All right. Thank you for coming, and we will see you next week.